If you're in business, then you probably have a ton of customer phone numbers lying around somewhere. Customers who bought something from you initially. Well, savvy business owners know that re-engaging such customers to get them to buy something new is one of the most powerful ways to land more business. Then why don't you have an AI phone caller that does this on your behalf? Talk of leaving money on the table. Awesome, right? So today I'll show you how you can build an AI phone caller that will call all your past customers and get them to buy more stuff. Here's a demo.
Hi, John. How's it going?
Well,
I'm Susan calling from Begrup. Just wanted to check in and share something I think you might find super valuable. Got a minute?
yes, I do.
Awesome. So we built you that AI chatbot and handled your website development, right? How's everything been working out for you so far?
I have to say it's been amazing. It's really helped us solve our biggest problem, which has been just generating leads. And nowadays it's just consistent leads, which is awesome.
That's so great to hear, John. I'm really glad it's been such a game changer for you. So with all these consistent leads coming in, I'm guessing your team's been pretty busy keeping up with them, right?
Yes.
I hear you. It can get overwhelming, right? Here's the thing. What if you had an AI system that automatically reaches out to every single lead within 60 seconds of them showing interest? It'd take a huge load off your team and make sure no lead slips through the cracks. What do you think?
How does it exactly work? I don't know.
Great question. So here's how it works. When someone submits their contact info through your website or chatbot, the AI system instantly gives them a call within 60 seconds. It qualifies the lead during the call, and if they're a good fit, it books them into an appointment right then and there. It's like having a super efficient assistant working 24/7. What do you think?
I think it's interesting. Let's build it. Let's build it and see how it works.
That's awesome, John. Let's get you booked into an appointment to dive into the details and get everything rolling. What day and time works best for you?
Does tomorrow at 11 a.m. work?
I need your email to finalize the booking. Could you share that with me?
Yeah, my email is john@gmail.com.
Got it, John. Let me finalize that for you. One sec. All right, John, you're all set for tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll go over everything and get started. Looking forward to chatting and getting everything set up for you. Have a great day.
Then if I go here to my carl.com account, I can just go to bookings and I should expect to see my booking in place. So you can see the event there for tomorrow, which is Saturday, a 30-minute meeting with John. And you can see it's at 11 a.m. So we're building the voice bot over on a platform called Retail AI. I'm going with this because they have a feature called batch calling that enables you to just call, like, let's say you have a spreadsheet containing these customer phone numbers. You're able to call thousands of these customer numbers by just using their feature. It's called batch calling. And what batch calling does is it can be able to reach out to 10 customers simultaneously, something of the sort. Then you're able to pay more in order to, let's say, reach out to 20 customers simultaneously. So that means like the AI, it will take the first 10 phone numbers of your past customers, then call each one of them at the same time, okay? Trying to close them to buy more items. Then it will go to the next 10 and so on and so forth. So if you don't have an account, go ahead and click try for free. You'll create an account. You can sign up with your Google account. Then we can get into it. So you'll log into your dashboard. Then you'll arrive at something of the sort. So once you arrive at your dashboard, you'll see something of the sort. This is the Retail AI dashboard. Then we can get started. So for you to be able to initiate the phone calls to your past customers, you will need a phone number that our AI agent is deployed to. So we have our AI agent, which is the AI phone caller or AI voicebot, depending on how you want to call it. So the AI voicebot will be deployed to your phone number. It could be your business phone number. So we need to add a phone number in place. So for that, I'll go to this tab called phone numbers. Then I'll click on plus over here. So connect to your number via SIP trunking. Okay. So in this case, we are getting our phone number from a provider called Twilio. So Twilio normally deals with phone numbers. So for that, I'll go to twilio.com, open a new tab here, search twilio.com. Can I really type twilio.com? Then once you arrive at this dashboard, you'll go ahead and click on start for free. Create an account. You can create it with your Google account, then sign in. Once you sign in, you'll arrive at something of the sort. So this is your console, okay? You can say, ahoy mutiso, welcome to Twilio. So here's where you'll get your phone number from. So, but if you've worked with Vapi before, so Vapi is a competitor to Retail AI. It's arguably one of the most popular voice bot building platforms. So Vapi makes it so easy to add phone numbers from Twilio. For that, you normally just need your Twilio account SID, your auth token, so you can see them here. Twilio account SID, your auth token, and your Twilio phone number. You normally just need those three things. But with Retail, they follow a different approach to handle phone calls. So in this case, they do what we call SIP trunking. And it sounds like a fancy word and all, but just to understand how phone calls normally work, it will enable you to understand why they're calling it SIP trunking and why you need to follow these steps that I'm going to show you in order to add your phone number to Retail. So how a phone call normally happens is there's a sender and there's a receiver. So when the sender makes a phone call, for it to be connected to the receiver, there are physical wires that are running across the entire earth. So this is a network of physical wires that are running across the entire earth in order to connect the sender to the receiver. But now there's a downside of having physical lines handling this. Why? First of all, it's less fast because you are dealing with physical infrastructure, and two, it's expensive. Same case, we're dealing with physical infrastructure. But now SIP trunking to be able to solve these problems. So what SIP trunking does is it connects the sender of the phone call to the receiver of the phone call over the internet, therefore cutting all the need of using physical infrastructure in order to handle this, making the phone calls faster and cheaper. And it really helps a lot when you're trying to do batch calling, which is what we are trying to do right now. We want the AI to be able to call, let's say, 10 numbers simultaneously, and being able to do that over the internet makes it easier. That's why we need to create what we call an SIP trunk that will connect the sender, which is in this case our AI Voicebot, to the receiver, which is in this case our past customer. So you can see here on Retail AI we need 4 things. Okay, so we need the phone number, the termination URI. So URI, just think of it like a URL, something like https://www. whatever. Then we have the SIP trunk username and the password, which we'll all create over on Twilio. So I'll come here to my Twilio dashboard and just come to the search bar up here and search for SIP trunk. Okay, then you'll see this one, Elastic SIP trunks. Click on that. So go ahead and click on this blue button, create new SIP trunk. Then give it a friendly name, something like retail_SIP2 or even SIP3. Then I'll click on create. So now it has initiated an SIP trunk that we are now able to just go through and alter some configurations. So here you're only needed to alter 2 things. So I'll just scroll down here and show you that. So you see call transfer here, ensure this is enabled. So enable that. Then check this box of enable PSTN transfer. Then click on save. Then you'll come here to termination. So on the left sidebar, click on termination. So in this case, since it's our AI voice bot that is making an outbound call to the customer, the termination is the most important part. So give your termination URL a name. So something like retail support network big grip. So I can just say 2. I'm feeling a bit lazy to type in all this, so I'll just use what I've used initially. So we'll go with that. If it's available, it will check availability, then say it's available. So then you will need credentials, that is a username and a password, to be able to access your SIP trunk. So for that, scroll down till you see creds, something of the sort. So you're seeing a credential list. I'll click on plus here, then give the credential pair a name, something like retail creds 2. You'll notice I'm feeling a bit lazy to just type in a new name or whatever. Then in this case, the username, I'll call it just Mutiso, or let's call it Mwadime. Mwadime by the way means blessed. That is in my African originality stuff. So Mwadime, the username, password, let me just say, for password, I've just typed in something, then I'll click on create. Oh, saying unable to create your credential list, a strong password is required. Okay, so let me type in a password, then I click create. So it had refused initially for the initial credentials we had created, so I needed to just come and redo it. Apparently sometimes Twilio can start tweaking, but once we have once we have our credentials list, we are set to go. So I'll just click on save over here. Then I will go to the origination tab over here. So in terms of the origination URI, this we need to paste in the URL that will be provided by Retail AI. Okay, so to get the actual URL that you need to use, this has been clearly provided in the Retail documentation. So for that, First of all, you'll click on plus over here. Origination SIP URI, so I'll show you that. So just go ahead and search for documentation for retail AI. So what I just did is I searched retail AI custom telephony, something of the sort. Then the first link you get is going to be this specific page. Then once you arrive here, you'll scroll down on the overview part. Then you'll see here retail SIP server URI. So you'll just select all that, Control C, then go back to your Twilio, then paste it in here. So under priority and weight, leave that as default, then just click on add. You can see origination URL added. So now we'll go to the phone numbers over here. I'll click on numbers. Then we can be able to add our Twilio phone number to our SIP trunk. So for that, I'll click on this blue button, add an existing number. Then I'll select my Twilio phone number and add selected. So now that it's added, I'll copy it, then go back to my retail AI, then come here, paste it in there. Then in the termination URI, come back here to Twilio, then go to termination, scroll down here, then copy the entirety of this URL that you're seeing here. Come back and paste it in there, then I'll ensure to remove this space at the end of that. Then SIP trunk username. I'll scroll down here. I remember my credentials, so the credentials you created in your credential list, go ahead and add them to your retail AI. So I'll add my username and some password. Of course, it's not the password. Then nickname is optional. Then you'll click on save. Okay, so now that the phone number has been added successfully, we can go ahead and create an AI agent that will handle the phone call. So I'll go to agents tab over here. Then create an agent. It's a single prompt agent. Start from blank. Then here in the agent name, I'll click on edit. Give it a new name, something like outbound caller. Then I'll exit there. Then here in the system prompt, which is where you're going to be spending 95% of your time when you're building AI voice bots, I normally like starting with a boiler template that guides my entire prompt. So I'll just paste it in here. So there you go. You can see it has a role. So this stipulates the role of the AI, the task, some specifics in regard to the task, any context, so about the business, examples, which is like an actual script of a back and forth conversation between the AI and the customer. Then we have some notes. So once we test the voice bot and notice some mistakes, the notes section is where we come to tweak things in order for it to work. So I'll start with the role. You are Susan, an expert salesperson for Big Rip. Your role is to call our past customers and try convince them to buy more of our new services. So that is the role. The task is you are to call the customer. You are to call the customer and based on their past purchases, upsell them on related services that are within Big Rip's catalog. Here's the customer's past purchases. So here I'll put in a dynamic variable. So I'll put two curly braces encapsulating the name of the variable. So in this case is past purchases. Then I encapsulate it with the curly braces. Then when I exit and click save here, then I go to the complete right, I should see past purchases as a dynamic variable that has been added. What does this mean is we want when the AI is calling the past customer, when it's upselling the customer on new services that Big Rip is offering, we want the services to be related to what they purchased initially. So for example, if we had built them a website, we could upsell them on our website hosting services or a domain or some improvement on the user interface of the website. Like you're able to see all this. So we want the upselling to be related to what the customer purchased initially. And if you're wondering how this data will be inserted into the phone call, as I mentioned, this is a dynamic variable. And when we're going to actually create the batch call that will call the list of all our customer phone numbers, we will have a spreadsheet that has the customer phone number, their name, and their past purchases. So those three columns. Then therefore the final column will be inserted in as the customer's past purchases. So in this case, on specifics in regard to the task, right now I'll just leave it as what we've already provided. Then later on, once we test it and we find out we need to specify more, we'll add that in place. Then here in context about the business, I'll just pass in a description of Big Rip. Big Rip is an AI company that unlocks, and I really type, unlocks the next level of growth within companies by leveraging AI and automation. So here on the what we do part, normally you'd have the description of the company here, then more details on the services or products they sell on this specific section. So one, let's say we sell AI chatbot services. Two, we sell AI voicebot services. Three, we sell workflow automations, and so on and so forth. Then you can just put a hyphen to provide all the description of these services. Then the AI is able to use this when upselling the customer on more services. If you have a huge catalog of services the AI can leverage, you can add it within your knowledge base, okay? So that's one thing I advise. If you have so many services, don't have them within the system prompt here, okay? It will make your system prompt very long and you're really going to ramp up your AI usage costs. So for that, just go to knowledge base here, click add a file, then you can add new knowledge base. Then here's where you can add, it can be preferably add a PDF document. So you're able to add a spreadsheet or a CSV, but based on my experience, it's better to structure whatever it is you have in your spreadsheet, structure it within a PDF. Okay, then upload it here. Then yeah, that's it. So I'm feeling a bit lazy to add all these services, but I'll just click on save. Then from your side, you're able to see this is a section where you add your services. And I think one thing I forgot to touch on is this is what we call markdown formatting. Wherever you see hashtag, something like hashtag role, hashtag task, this serves like the title of that specific section of the prompt. It guides the AI to be able to tell, oh, this specific section of the prompt gives me details on my role as an AI agent. Then this specific section tells me the task at hand. Then this specific section tells me about the business. So it's good to structure your prompt accordingly. It will get you better results. So some examples here, I'll put an example script of a back and forth conversation between the AI and the customer. So I'll start with you. So you in this case is the AI. So you as the AI will say this, then the customer will say this. You will say this, then the customer says this. Okay, so it's not going to necessarily follow the script verbatim like the Bible, but it's just going to be use it as a guiding point to know how a typical conversation goes. So I'll just click enter multiple times so that I can create space. Hi John, how you doing? Then the user will be like, I'm well, who's this? Just assume that I don't know you. Then the AI will be like, I'm Susan calling from Big Rip. Then the user will be like, oh, okay. Just calling in regard to something I thought would be of great value to you. Then the user is like, sure, go ahead. We built you an AI chatbot that handles lead generation on your website, right? Then the user is like, yes, Mr. AI. Then the AI will be like, with such a chatbot in place, means you must be getting way more leads through your website. Is that the case? Then the user is like, yeah, definitely. You guys are awesome. The chatbot has really boosted our profits. Then the AI can be like, thanks, Mr. User. In this case, the user is called Susan. Is it Susan or John? So thanks, John. Glad we could be of help with the increase in leads coming from website. We need to ensure that none of them fall through the cracks. Don't you think so? Yes, definitely, Mr. AI. Our employees are now being forced to handle more customer reach outs. But since they are busy, sometimes we are not as consistent. Then the AI will be like, oh, okay, I see. It can be quite tough to handle customer reach out when dealing with other business tasks. It's important to have an AI system that automatically reaches out to 100% of these leads within 60 seconds of them showing interest. What do you think? Okay, I'm not really sure. This is what the user says. Okay, I'm not really sure. Then the AI will be like, well, there's this thing called speed to lead. If you can statistics, can I really type statistics show that if can what's wrong with my typing today? Statistics show that if you reach out within 60 seconds of the lead showing interest, you are 5 times more likely to close the deal. Then the user is like, oh, interesting. How does it practically work? Then the AI is like, how it works is when a user submits their contact information from the website or the chatbot, the AI system automatically gives them a call within 60 seconds. It then tries to qualify the lead, and if they are qualified, the AI books them into an appointment immediately during the call. Then the user will be like, oh, okay, how do I get started? Then the AI will be like, let's book you into an appointment to discuss this further. What day and time works best for you? And this is something I've also realized right now. In the tasks, I think I also need to add that the AI will also handle booking appointments. So first of all, in the role here, your role is to call our past customers and try convince them to buy more of our new services. Then book them into an appointment. Then here in the task section, I can add something like, once the customer expresses interest in proceeding with the new service, book them into an appointment. So back here to the script, the user will be like, let's say something like, I'd like, can 10 a.m. tomorrow work? Then the AI will be like, sure thing, let me book that for you. So it will run, once it reaches here, it will run the book appointment function. You don't have to book the user into an appointment. And in this case, let me just confirm what is the name of the function. So I'll go here to functions, click add. Then the one I want to add is the book on the calendar. Okay, so in this case, it's called book appointment with an underscore, but I'll just change it to a capital A there. So in camel case, then the description is, when the user asks to book an appointment, book it on the calendar. In this case, we're using cal.com to manage booking calendar meetings. So in this case, it's calendar. I mean, cal.com is just like Calendly. Calendly is very popular for handling meetings and bookings, but in this case, we'll go with cal.com because they have an integrated functionality with retail AI already. So if you've built voice bots before, booking of appointments is a critical functionality. But if you're working with a platform like Vapi, it's not an inbuilt function within Vapi. So to be able to handle booking the appointments, you'd need to make an API call to a platform like make.com or Zapier or N810, or even custom code in order to book the appointment. But in this case, with cal.com, we just need our API key and the event type ID, just those two, and we're done. Imagine, like, it's crazy. So for that, I'll just go to cal.com, then search cal.com, log in to my dashboard. Hopefully I'm already logged in. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm logged in, but on your side, you'll see a button here for sign up or create account. Create an account, then log in, then go to app. Then here I'll arrive at event types. I can create a new event, and what an event is, for example, I know that my AI consulting meetings normally take 30 minutes. I'll create an event that has that set duration, that this meeting normally takes 30 minutes. If I have a different meeting, let's say this is a sales demo, and I know it takes something like 1 hour, I'll create a different event on cal.com and I call it something like sales demo meeting. Then I give it 1 hour as the duration. But in this case, I'll go with the 30-minute default meeting that's already built into cal.com. So for that, I'll just copy this event type ID. So when I go to the URL at the top here, after event types, you can see this ID here. I'll Control C that. Then go back here to retail and paste it under event type ID. Then go back here to retail, scroll down till I see settings, click on it. Then you scroll down till you see API keys here. Then I'll add a new API key. I'll give it a name of whatever. So I can say API key underscore retail, something of the sort. Then expiration date, I'll set it to never expires. Why is this? You don't want to forget that you need to go and renew your API key so that your voice bot can be able to handle booking the appointments. You don't want that. You just want it to set it up once and it's set for the rest of time. So I'll click on save, then copy this and go back to retail and paste it in here. Then in the time zone, I'll put in my specific time zone in this specific format that you're seeing here. So mine is Africa/Nairobi. That's where I'm at the moment. Then I'll click on save. So that's done. So I'll continue. So here, once the AI has booked the user into an appointment, we'll have the AI again say, nice, you are all booked in, John. See you soon. Then the user can be like, thank you so much, Mr. AI. Can I really type? Today my typing, by the guys, you'll just bear with me. But we move on either way. Then, so that's a script and that's done. You can decide to have 2 scripts, but not more than 2. Otherwise, your system prompt will be very long and you're going to consume a lot of AI usage costs. So for that, we're done with that. Then here in the notes section, so let me just backspace and clear out all these empty spaces. So here in the notes section, as I mentioned, once you test the voicebot and notice some places it's tweaking, you'll come back here to alter the system prompt accordingly. So for this, I normally have one that I normally paste in all the voicebots that I build. I normally like calling it prompt seasoning. So for that, I'll just paste in the prompt seasoning here in place. And what it does is it makes your AI customer conversations more human-like, more natural, and the likes, such that the customer doesn't tell, this is clearly a robot, this is clearly an AI. We need it to sound more human-like, more caring, more empathetic, and the likes. So there you go. When generating responses, so by this paragraph that you're seeing here, the entirety of it, just copy it as is. You can decide to just take a snapshot or a screenshot of this, then get the exact text as is and paste it in all the voice bots you build. Then come thank me later, because I can assure you it will make your conversations better. So when generating responses, aim for casual and conversational tone. Think of how you might talk to a friend in a relaxed setting. Use informal language and common colloquial expressions. I don't like saying that word colloquial. It sounds fancy and stuff. Colloquial expressions such as so, yeah, and okay. Avoid formal language and corporate jargon. Instead, focus on making the dialogue flow naturally, using contractions like you're instead of you are. And insert filler words occasionally to mimic natural speech patterns. Strive to make responses sound warm and approachable using everyday vocabulary and sentence structures. So that's it. Click on save, then you're done with the system prompt. Then what we'll do is I'll click back here, then go to batch call and create a new batch call. So create a batch call. Oh, before that, let me go back here to phone numbers. So here on the phone number, under outbound call agent, I want to add the specific call agent that I've created. It's called outbound caller. So I'll click on that. Then we're set. That's a good thing with retail. It automatically saves stuff, which is awesome. So I'll go to batch call, then create a batch call. Give it a name, something like re-engage past customers. So that's the name of the batch call. The from number is already set there. Then the upload recipient. So here is you'll upload a spreadsheet or a CSV file containing all the phone numbers of your past customers that need to be reached out to. So for that, I'll download the template that will guide me on that. So I'll just click on it and open it. On Excel, you can decide to use spreadsheets, Google Sheets, or whatever. So first of all, here you can see. Let me just expand this as is. So how this works is I'll have the first column as the phone number of the customer, the second column as their name, the third column as their past purchases. So here I'll have the name, then past purchases. You know, that's the thing. I'm trying to do Control A to select all this, but turns out I can't. So I'll just do past purchases. So here in the name, I'll just call let's say Jane. Then the phone number, I'll put in my actual phone number. So we'll work with that. So there I've added my phone number. Then I'll continue. So we have the name here. So yeah, I've added my phone number. I've shrinked it so that you don't see my number. I'm not gonna have all of you calling my number. But anyways, we have the name of the customer there. Then the past purchases, something like, in this case, John. Can I really delete all this here? John bought our AI chatbot as well as our website development service. So that is their past purchase. I'll just delete this so that you can remain with that. So in this case, the reality is you will have a huge list. It could be 1,000 rows of your customers' phone numbers, their name, and their past purchases within this spreadsheet. So once you have this, I'll click on Control S to save. Then I'll come back here to Retail AI and choose a CSV file that I'm going to be working with. Then you see it's added there accordingly. Then we scroll down here, when to send the calls, we can decide to schedule it at a certain time so that it starts calling the past customers, let's say tomorrow at 10 a.m. But in this case, we want it immediate, so I'll click on send now. The estimated time to complete calls, we'll just leave it at default. Then here you can see, want to speed up the time, purchase more concurrency. What does this mean? Call concurrency is the ability for the AI agent to call multiple phone numbers simultaneously, literally meaning at the same time. So if we have a list of 10 phone numbers, our AI agent, if it decides to start calling them right now, each of those 10 phone numbers will immediately receive a phone call right now as we speak. So that is the meaning of call concurrency. Is the AI agent, how many phone calls can it handle concurrently? Okay, so you're able to pay retail AI more money so that they give you an increased call concurrency. So for example, by default, it can only call 10 phone numbers concurrently, but you're able to pay more so that you can, let's say, call 20 phone numbers immediately at the same time, or 30 or 40. And when you have more call concurrency, means that let's say you have a list of 1,000 customer phone numbers, you're able to skim through all of them within a shorter period of time, okay, compared to having the default at 10, which might take a bit long over time, but it still works, so you don't have to. So you see, I can click on this, purchase more call concurrency, to be able to pay to get more concurrency limit. So you'll arrive at something of the sort. You can go to limits, then adjust limit to purchase more concurrency, okay? So I'll go back here, then I'll just save as draft so that I can go back to my agents. There's one thing I want to add in the system prompt so that the AI can bring in the customer's name as well as bring in their past purchases. So for that, I'll go to agents, and I've mastered that within the actual spreadsheet. I'd called them name and past purchases. Remember that it is case sensitive. So I'll go to agents and do that. I'm here in the outbound caller. So here's the customer's past purchases. I've added that as accordingly. Then I'll add here's the customer's name. Okay, so you can see there, that's in place. Then I'll click on save, then go to the complete right to see that that has been added accordingly. So you can see name and past purchases is coming from somewhere, which is in this case our batch call CSV file. So here in the welcome message, I want the AI to begin with a dynamic begin message. So something like, hi John, how you doing? Or hey Mary, hope you're well. Something dynamic that alters based on the call. So we have that in place. Then we can go back to the batch call to initiate the batch call. So I'll go to batch calls, then click on it here. Then I'm here in the batch call is when I'm realizing that the phone number is wrong. So I have to go back to my spreadsheet and fix that. Then come back here to retail, delete what I already had, then I uploaded it. So I've already done that. So we're able to continue. So I'll just click on send. Then we should expect to see a phone call over on my phone trying to upsell me on more services. Let's see.
Hi, how's it going?
Well,
I'm Susan calling from Begrip. Just wanted to check in and share something I think you might find super valuable. Got a minute?
yes, I do.
Awesome. So we built you that AI chatbot and handled your website development, right? How's everything been working out for you so far?
I have to say it's been amazing. It's really helped us solve our biggest problem, which has been just generating leads. And now this is just consistent leads, which is awesome.
That's so great to hear. I'm really glad it's been such a game changer for you. So with all these consistent leads coming in, I'm guessing your team's been pretty busy keeping up with them, right?
Yes.
I hear you. It can get overwhelming, right? Here's the thing. What if you had an AI system that automatically reaches out to every single lead within 60 seconds of them showing interest? It'd take a huge load off your team and make sure no lead slips through the cracks. What do you think?
How does it exactly work? I don't know.
Great question. So here's how it works. When someone submits their contact info through your website or chatbot, the AI system instantly gives them a call within 60 seconds. It qualifies the lead during the call, and if they're a good fit, it books them into an appointment right then and there. It's like having a super efficient assistant working 24/7. What do you think?
I think it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, let's build it. Let's build it and see how it works.
That's awesome, John. Let's get you booked into an appointment to dive into the details and get everything rolling. What day and time works best for you?
Does tomorrow at 11 a.m. work?
I need your email to finalize the booking. Could you share that with me?
Yeah, my email is john@gmail.com.
Got it, John. Let me finalize that for you. One sec. All right, John, you're all set for tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll go over everything and get started. Looking forward to chatting and getting everything set up for you. Have a great day.
Then if I go here to my carl.com account, I can just go to bookings, and I should expect to see my booking in place. So you can see the event there for tomorrow, which is Saturday, a 30-minute meeting with John. And you can see it's at 11 a.m. So yeah, that's it. That's how you're able to re-engage past customers to get new business for your business. I mean, the thing is, most business owners struggle with trying to get new clients so that they can get new business. But the reality is you're sitting on an entire gold mine of revenue just waiting for you to just proactively call your past customers and get them to buy more items. So if you're smart, and I think you are, you might as well get this AI phone caller. It will completely transform your business, and your customers will actually appreciate you for that. Because the thing is, if you're actually selling a product that helps your customers better their business or better their lives, then it's at their best interest to receive such a phone call from your business. It's actually doing them a favor. So you might as well get an AI agency to build you such an AI phone caller. That's what we do at our company. So if you'd love to work with our team to build such powerful AI systems, go ahead and click the link in the description where you'll visit our website and book in a meeting with our team. Anyways, that's it from me. Till next time, stay servy. Peace.